What is up, everybody? Alex from WMD here, back at you again, and this time we're going to talk about our 3 brand new modules, and these are the 3 last modules we're going to be releasing as WMD. Yeah, we've got 600 of each of them, and once they're gone, they're gone. I'll be doing in-depth demos of each one, but I just really wanted to jam out and just kind of show you how much fun it is to jam out on this system as well as on these modules and the way I have them set up, right? So if I get to the drums, I get to the drums. I probably won't. I'm just going to make some cool sounds. So real quick, we've got Legion. I've got 2 of them. I highly recommend getting 2. It is literally, in my opinion, the sickest complex oscillator you can buy if you have 2 of these. And if you really need a wavefolder, we've got plenty of wavefolders put into different things. Carbon's got one, Orion's got one. I'll talk about that in a second. You know, there's plenty of ways to do that, but these 2, just like together, having 2, so sick. Next up, we have Subway. Subway is an 8 input, 1 output, 8-way crossfading switch. So what you've got these 8 inputs, and you got this knob, and you can see the brightness right here. This is scanning through which input's going to be sent to the output. So you can use this for so many things, right? Got a couple wavetable oscillators. You want to morph between the different waves. It's going to be really rad. I'll show you taking, like, this thing has so many waveforms. That's why it's called Legion, right? We have the Legion of waves out of this thing. So we send a bunch of different waveforms into this. Now we scan through them and literally morph between them with CV. So sick. And then lastly, we've got Orion. Orion is what I like to call variable stage phaser. So you can switch between 4, 6, and 8 stages. And then you've got a bypass switch as well. So you can just turn it off if you don't need it for that time. It's also got mono to stereo operation, which is really rad, as well as a wavefolder. So like I said, plenty of ways to turn this into like the traditional thing if you need it. I don't know if you're gonna, but you know, if that's what you want, that's what you can do. All right, so real quick, let's just do it. We're gonna go into 4 with Legion. I'm just gonna show you real quick through 0 FM. So take sine wave from Legion number 1 into Legion number 2. Listen to the sine wave. Turn up linear FM. Boom, right? Sickest bass you've ever heard. Maybe. So dope. So we're going to run that modulation oscillator. We're going to run that through a javelin. Take that, run that back into the linear FM. We're going to hit that javelin with a series of gates. Let's do channel 5 here. I'm just going to clear out everything. And we'll just add some rhythm here. Turn up our FM amount. Right? Super dope. Next, we're going to add some pitch information. So let's listen to it when we just do the carrier oscillator. Oh, that would help. Not letting that touch things. Sounds pretty cool. Now let's mult this to this full per octave. Boom. The sickest bass. This is like my favorite thing right here. So now what we've got is we've got this sine wave, right? We can add harmonics to it. And we're doing that rhythmically by VCAing the signal coming out of this oscillator with javelin running into this one. So, right, we've just got like a little rhythmic thing happening. So now to make the whole thing rhythmic, I'm just going to use another mult cable out of our channel 5 Emetron here. I'm going to run into both of these javelins. And instead of going straight into Legion, we're going to go into the other javelin real quick. I got to find a short cable. Try and keep this as clean as I can. Right now we have 2 envelopes, one on the master amplitude, one on the modulation oscillator. So like real quick, like modulation, but like longer amplitude. Turn that up. Turn it up a bunch. Really nice sounds. So the thing about through zero FM is that it stays in tune. So unlike traditional FM sounds, we can turn this up all the way and we're just going to stay in tune. That's incredible. We can move this oscillator around. Doesn't really matter. I can move its notes. Just really nice sounds, right? Cool. So let's run this now. Let's take this into the phaser. I just want to show y'all this phaser as soon as I can because it's really dope. So we're going to go phaser, stereo out into channel 7 here. And I'm not keeping it clean like I said I was going to, but that's all right. All right, so the phaser's off. We're going to turn it on. So with this guy, we've got the frequency control. I'll turn depth down. You can swipe through. Let's make this longer. You can do it by hand. You can also do it with an internal LFO. Turn up the resonance, or that's rate, excuse me. That's the rate of the internal LFO. Now let's turn up resonance. So right now we have 4 stages. This is your classic phaser sound. As we turn that up, we just hold it. There's 6. Go up to 8. So just a little bit more lush, you know? So we've also got a wavefolder. I tap this button. That adds that wavefolder I was talking about. Oh, that was crazy. And then say you only want this for one part of your song. Boom, tap it. Off. Bypassed. Ready to go. So cool. So that's the phaser. We are going to bring the phaser back. But so I don't get confused, we're just going to run back into here. All right, so real quick, I'm just going to run through the different waveforms. So what we'll do is we'll just clear out our pitch information, listen to the saw wave, and turn FM down. So now we're just listening to the saw wave. We can choose. What's rad about this thing is with these buttons right here, my interface is a little bit different than what y'all are going to see. Mine's a prototype, and I haven't gotten the new firmware yet. Don't have to worry about these buttons, or the LEDs above the buttons, I should say. But the buttons are still going to do exactly what they're doing. So check this out. So I hit the right-hand side. Now we're adding windows to the saw wave. So we have a saw wave that comes up and down. We're putting a pulse, negative pulse, in the middle of that. And we can now pulse width modulate. We can decide the pulse width with this knob, or we can just run an LFO into the PWM, turn up that amount, do that automatically, right? We add more windows by going up with these buttons. We can go back down with this, with the left side button. So we can go up and down. So like if you just want to like play this, you totally can. If you hold these buttons, we now go to a ramp wave with the same thing happening, but it's a little bit different. Again, when I show off Legion, we're going to go through that. But what I wanted to show is like, check this out. There's FM in that. Like what the absolute. God, FM, dude, so cool. So again, if you want to go crazy with it, with the FM, you can. You can use exponential FM, where it's going to get out of tune. It's going to get crazy. If you wanted to add wobbles or something, that's where you would do that as well. The linear FM, because of this through zero, just stays in tune. And now we've got sounds that we've never gotten before. Let's turn this wavefolder. Yeah, that's already off. Just gonna make sure it's off so when we plug it back in, we know what's going on. So trying to demo 3 modules at once, a little bit confusing, but also hella fun. All right, so now let's go back and listen to the sine wave. So I'm just going to run the sine wave straight into the channel. So right, boom, go to triangle. This is all FM being, modulated by javelin. That's a saw. Pulse width. Sounds all right. So the next thing I'm going to show is this swarm output. This is a super saw. This is analog super saw. This is super wild. So with swarm timbre, we can show how many like waves are stacked up on top of each other. With detune, we can kind of slightly detune them. And this is an analog trick to basically mimic, I guess, but it really creates the exact same waveform. But instead of just stacking waves, we're taking multiple LFOs, we're adding LFOs to basically a reset point that's being modulated back and forth with phase. And that is where your detune comes from. So let's turn this one up. So off, just a little bit. Some more, some more, some more, some more. Swarm, huge. Back off. Okay, so I went through those things. We haven't touched subway yet. So subway is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna make a gnarly sequence, and then we're gonna use subway to select which waveform we're listening to, and that is going to be wild. I tell you that now. All right, so let's set this back up. Let's just go out of. Let's go out of the sine wave here into. Wait, no, we want that. Out of the sine wave into this VCA here. Out of this VCA back into channel 4. So we just kind of get to where we were. Right? And let's add some pitches. And again, I'm not trying to make this super musical. I apologize if that bothers you. Still sounds super sick to me, so. All right, so next thing we got, subway. So check this out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna, instead of just running straight into javelin, this javelin, we're going to go out of the subway output. Then we're going to go sine wave out into channel 1. We're gonna turn off all the outputs. Now we've got channel 1 being sent to the output. So that's where we are right now. We're just listening to channel 1. So now I'm gonna take saw wave out, put that into channel 2. Listen to that. Nothing yet. I can smoothly morph into it. Oh man, we got like some slap bass. All right, so now I'm gonna take the swarm output, I'm gonna put that into channel 3. Since we've got the knob all the way up, once I hit channel 3, obviously we're gonna hear it. I'm going to mess with that a little bit. Cool, that sounds good. I also wanna use this other window, so we're gonna go back to 2. There's channel 2, there's channel 1. Okay. So let's go out of the pulse wave. Let's go out of the sub wave here. So now we're going to enable channel 4. We're going to hear channel 4. We can switch the sub octave with this button, holding it. We can switch which waveform we're listening to by tap, or other way around. So we hold it, we move which waveform we're listening to. I'm gonna use triangle, and we can do 1 octave or 2 octaves. But now let's morph through these other waveforms. Right? Pretty cool. I'm gonna add some more waves, or some more triggers. Bunch of triggers, let's just do them all. Now, we're just going to use Volterra to move through our waveforms, and that is channel 2. We can attenuate how much that's going to happen. So now what I'll do is I'll go out of the triangle out of our modulator oscillator. Let's listen to what that sounds like. Not even in tune, right? Not bad though, when it's a part of it. All right, so now let's take this out. Instead of going straight into Javelin, let's run it into Carbon. Now out of Carbon, we will go into Javelin. And then we'll take the envelope out of this Javelin into the FM input on this bad boy once I figure out where it is. Sitting down is hard. Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? The most unique oscillator, just boom, there you go. So we've got two oscillators. We're modulating through them with Subway. And now, instead of just going straight into the mixer, let's go into the phaser yet again. Phaser out into our stereo input. I don't think I showed the stereo function earlier, so this is a good time to do that. So here we go. We're going to do stereo. So turn it on. A little bit much. That's pretty sick. So now check this out. Wavefolding. Like what, dude? What in the hell? Now we hold this button, go to stereo. All right, we're there. We don't always need the 4 on the floor, right? We started this one. Let's get wild with this phaser. Remember, all we gotta do is bypass this thing. Woo! Let's take a sip. That's why I wanted to do this video. It's just so much fun to get to jam with all these modules. And I hope I can inspire you to have some fun as well. Obviously, it's just one jam, one style. I get it. This might not be your style of music. But I hope you can use your imagination of what you would use these modules for. I mean, it's just like the possibilities are literally endless. I mean, it's super cheesy to say, but these modules, like, our system's almost complete. We've been working for a long time to just get this system like ready to go. I'm super happy with all these modules, super happy with everything that we've got going on. Thank you all so much again for the support. 2 oscillators, again, like I know that they're expensive. They're also 8 HP. You put 2 of those together, you got 16 HP. You've got such a sick like FM package. Add a wavefolder, add a filter, add a VCA, add a mixer, like all those things, like whatever. Like you're not going to get a better like package for the size. And again, 600 of them. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. We're definitely going to be putting out more videos. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to jam it out. We'll see y'all later. Peace.